doesn't know, I'm Sherry Riker-Ballou. I am a certified high performance coach and author of Say It Now. And I'm happy to have Trisha Terns, who is also a certified high performance coach and also founder of Strong Together. Is that right?
Strong Together Fitness. Yep.
Strong Together Fitness. Thank you, Trisha, for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So right before we got on, we were talking about something pretty serious, which was about your boyfriend who you live with.
Yes.
So
yes.
Is it okay? Do you mind? I thought that would be great to share with people.
Yeah, no, totally fine. He had a fever, super high fever yesterday. We're in New Jersey, by the way. So we're in kind of like that area where it's just super prevalent. I actually drove back from Michigan yesterday and got home, and it was like his first day of fever. So I got back last night. It's a 10-hour drive. I walked in and he was like, "Don't touch me. We got to stay apart. I think I might have it." I'm like, "Oh my God." Wow. So I thoroughly cleaned the entire house up and down. I've been carrying around Clorox wipes. Luckily, we own gyms, so we went and got a ton of Clorox wipes from the gym so that we have them on hand. And he's sleeping at the moment, and he's kind of out for the count. So it's kind of scary. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful that you were willing to share that with me, but then also to share that here.
Well, yeah, I think it's important for sure. I have like I was saying to you, Sherry, I have doctor on call I have a functional medicine doctor myself, and Ben's also a member at the facility, even though he doesn't have a doctor. But like I was telling you, it was funny because when I called the concierge line of that just to get extra support and help to figure out if I needed to take him to get a test, if he had, chest issues or whatnot, where I could take him to do that. One of my old members answered the phone, right? Like, amazing. She was like, "Trish and Ben of the gym?" And I was like, "Hello? Who is this?" Wow. So it was just a really like positive experience. And she gave me a lot of really amazing info. Like, I give the doctors that are out there so much credit right now. Yes. My best friend's an anesthesiologist at the Children's Hospital in DC. And she is, in there every day, fighting away, and she's on call today, and just crazy times, huh?
Yeah.
What about you? How about you on your end?
Yeah. Before you did, I just want to say Michelle Payless just joined us. He said sending prayers. That's so sweet, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And thank you for asking, Trisha. Yeah. I don't want to lose track of that because there's something I want to ask you.
Yes.
To say, fortunately, we're in San Francisco. We quarantined before we even got the order to do so.
Good for you.
And our governor was pretty quick. I think we were the first ones.
Very nice.
So thank goodness, I think hopefully, we all seem fine. So thank you for asking that.
Yeah. Well, it's been fascinating to watch the governors, just the differences in times and just strategy around it. It's very fast because I was in Michigan this whole time, and we shut down pretty quickly. She shut everything down pretty quickly as well. And my mom had lymphoma last year, so there was no going out. We've been quarantined for 2 weeks already, a little over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just super careful with stuff. Yeah.
So Trisha, what I want to go back to and why I'm so grateful you were willing to share about Ben is that, part of, as you know, why I'm talking to people on these Facebook Lives is to really talk about how people are staying strong, staying positive, keeping their mindset, where it needs to be. And of course, as a coach, I can only imagine you're using some of your own practices for self-care and care for Ben.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah. Well, right now, like even today, it's like getting myself to, protecting myself, because being in such close quarters, I can only imagine like it's very highly likely that I could get it. I'm doing everything possible on my own to relieve that. So like I did a workout this afternoon. We set up luckily we own gym, so we have equipment in the basement that we brought home. And so I did a little workout. I slept as long as I could possibly sleep last night. Thank God. Just drinking a ton of water and staying hydrated, taking my vitamins religiously, and getting outside every day, just moving every day. It's so important. But the mindset part, right? It's like you almost have to just laugh at the situation and not laugh at it. Obviously, there's a fine line between that, but but you just have to have fun with it. So like I've made a list of like all of these things that I want to do that I've been wanting to do for a while, right? That I just haven't done. Some art projects and like cleaning and all that kind of stuff that I've been chipping away at. So it's been kind of fun.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hear like, so you're it's great, right? Because you obviously already had a routine in place, which many of the coaches have talked about, you know, taking care of yourself physically, taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And and what about this moment right now that you're in with Ben? How,
Sure.
you know, because I know that there are other people out there who maybe someone in their house is sick, and of course a lot of people haven't been tested yet. We don't know what's going on. How are
Mm-hmm.
you handling that sort of uncertainty and also caring for
Yeah.
him?
Yeah. Also what?
And also like helping him to get through this.
Sure. Well, yeah, just being goofy with him, honestly. I've just
Really?
been trying to be more, more playful with him and just, keeping my distance, doing the big, like, big exercise, like, stay away, honey. Just being more
Wow.
playful with him and allowing him to just kind of absorb it and letting him know that it's going to be over soon. He'll be healthy soon. Like he got it from another person from the gym. There was a guy that walked in to ask questions about his membership. He had a mask on, he had gloves on, but he came into the gym still knowing that he might be sick.
Oh,
And that was on the 18th. And so just 3 days, no, today's the 4th day. So 4 days ago, one of our sales guys who Ben was with that day was also sick with the same symptoms as Ben, out for 2 days. Yesterday was the 3rd day. He felt a lot better. He went to get tested, but he didn't have a fever and any symptoms as much as he did before, so they didn't test him. But he today has, that metallic taste in his mouth that they talk about that you
right.
get a few days later. He has that, but he went on a run today and he felt fine. Now, granted, this is someone that's been sick only like twice in his life and is extremely healthy individual, like great immune system likely. So just keeping, that in mind that he feels better and really projecting that to Ben so that he can just like fight through. Cause you know what it's like. It's like
I
you're
know.
in the grit of it and it hurts and your body aches and you can't really think of anything else but that. So it's really important to have like a positive person around for sure.
I know, as and I want to say hi to Nadine. Hi, Nadine. Thanks for joining us. Um, I want to say to you, Trisha, I'm so delighted that you were talking about bringing humor into it because I can only imagine like that for a lot of people that may not even be in their, consciousness that this is a time to bring humor when there's someone sick in your house.
Yeah. No, it's important to be just lighthearted about the situation and not so serious. My mom called earlier and she was super worried and she was almost in tears and that's not
Oh,
what I want. I'm not gonna do that around him and like the spur of the moment. She's just worried about us over here, like so far
yeah.
away. I feel so bad for her. But anyway, yeah, just the lighthearted, playful mentality. And then I did some meditation this morning, as I do every morning, and I kind of just like putting it out there was what I needed, like asking for what I needed at the moment.
Mm.
And it was more like this, like earth, like Mother Earth, be the mother almost, like be the, how do I say it? That was the feeling that I got, is almost like be Mother Earth, like be motherly, I guess, to him and like take care of him and
Oh.
do those little things and like just check on him, but don't overwhelm him and just let him sleep as much as possible and like really just let him heal himself.
Wow. I think, Trisha, this is really helpful because, again, I know, especially as time goes on, more and more
Mm-hmm.
people, either someone in their house is sick or someone they
Yeah.
know is sick. And I think what you're saying is so great because that lightheartedness is healing, right?
Yes. Oh
So
my gosh.
much
Yes.
more so than even though we may feel worried or, but that bringing that lightheartedness, I feel, is bringing a healing energy into your home.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at what people are looking at on the news all day right now, right?
No.
It's consumption over education, and it's really depressing and it's really negative, and there's not a lot of good hopeful things going on out there right now on the news. So for the majority of people are transitioned into that state, which is really unfortunate. You really have to remove yourself from that state to like step into a happier version of yourself and like remember that times are times and we're still like living in the moment and all of that. Yeah.
I love that, because here's another tool, right? And I know we all hear all the time, live in the present, be in the present, but what you just said is so important.
Yes.
Right? Yes. That even if we're someone who, I'm fortunate enough to have a meditation practice for 30 years, but I know for people who may have never even meditated,
yes,
to also just take deep breaths and get your thoughts into this moment. And like you're saying, which is also so key, is, limit the exposure to that media. I just think, to me, I try very hard. I mean, I'll check in the evening once my whole day is done. I may just check in really quickly to the New York Times to see what's the headline.
Yep.
But even then, I watch what's going on with my system, and I can tell that, you know
yourself well. Yeah.
Right. I can feel just that stress and that kick in of adrenaline. And I don't want that.
No. Oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's the worst you can do to yourself. But it's so easy to get sucked in, It's so easy to get sucked in. And not just that, but like conversations that come of it. And so actually tonight I took the initiative and said, all right, ladies, there's 7 of us from Chelsea, Michigan, right outside Ann Arbor, that grew up together, and we are very, very close. Oh. And so we're going to I'm going to host a Zoom call tonight. We're all going to hop on it and just hang out, because I went home to like be able to see all of them, and I really didn't get to see any of them.
Oh.
So, but all of them are in different places, one's in DC, one's in Chicago, one's in Michigan, they're all over the place. But, it'll be interesting because I'm going to try to like preface it with, we're actually not going to talk about that stuff tonight, like, let's just have fun and like get it off of our brains. And like, they're already, so some of them have kids, right? And they're educating their kids on top of working from home, on top of everything else, and hearing all of that. It's just a good time to have that brain break and be able to be with some close friends. And so I'm excited for that.
2 things I love about that are jumping in. I'm sure there's many more, but the first one is I was thinking of the importance of influence in high performance coaching. And immediately I thought Trisha is stepping forward to have this kind of influence over her friends, so you're influencing your friends in that way of offering a place for them to come that is stress-free.
Yes.
And I love that, and you're not even, it's like, I love the way that you're doing it. I'm imagining is in such a you way, which is just like this good energy, like, oh, let's get together, and hey, let's focus on
let's leave that. Yeah. Let's leave that to the side for a little bit. Or maybe we give ourselves like 5 minutes and then it's done, Well, it's so funny because like I reach out to the anesthesiologist like immediately when Ben was sick yesterday, and I'm like, Bren, how long do I wait? Like, what's the cutoff for the temperature? She's like, my hospital, they won't test unless you're over 100.8, I think it is down there. And up here it's 100.4 you have to be over, which is relatively high for an adult, but 101 to 102 is what people are kind of hitting with the virus, it seems. But anyway, just like getting feedback from her. So we've already kind of hashed it out. Like, there's no reason to talk about it even more, and open up some, what I was actually thinking yesterday, because I don't know if you know what euchre is, but the euchre is like, okay.
Yeah.
So euchre is like definitely a Michigander Canadian game, and when we go home, we play together, and it's so fun. So I'm thinking in my head, like, business opportunity is like nobody steal this, but getting like having an online platform, which I'm sure that they do, but to be able to play euchre remotely with a virtual group, be able to see each other and hang out, but still be able to play cards. Like, I'm just like, oh, if I had that right now, this would be perfect for this group, because we just love euchre so much.
I love that. Yes. Oh my goodness, I know euchre because I'm from Ohio originally.
Oh, you are? So, yes, okay.
So I'm in, and one of those games, you just make sure you call me in. I haven't played for years.
Good, yes.
But yeah, okay. So that was actually, so the second thing I loved about what you're doing is for yourself that you could obviously just fall into the whole pit of worry, and and obviously you're taking care of yourself in so many ways, but then you're also planning something with your group of friends these long-term friends. And I feel like that's such a great self-care as
Yeah,
well.
well, this is like a whole nother topic actually, because I've spent the last year as a certified high performance coach. I was going to be recertified in May. Well, I will be recertified in May. So it's been a year in the business and my coaching business, and I was feeling super lonely. I went from being in the gym, right,
Yeah.
to being front and center, face to face with 200 members every week, on leadership calls every week, multiple people, like running a staff, and then all of a sudden I was like, nope, I want to have location freedom, which I have, which is amazing, but I working remotely at home is just, it's so lonely.
Yeah.
So for me, my mission in going to Michigan this past time was Ben and I we're going to look at homes actually in Michigan to try to find a small home that we can have there. Um, and right now is a really good time to do that. But then everything kind of shit
Oh,
hit the fan, and we kind of we'll do it eventually. But I
yeah.
really needed connection, is why I was going to Michigan. And because I needed that, I needed to see my friends, I needed to see my family. His family and my family are both in Michigan.
Oh,
So just to have that connection with those people was really, really like, oh, it filled my heart to be there. I was there for 2 weeks, even it locked in with my stepdad and my mom, and went on a couple walks within distance with my dad, with my dad too. But and I got to see one friend, and my friend Anne, which was amazing. So we went on a couple walks together outside, which was
oh,
great. But yeah, that was really, really awesome. So right now, for people that are watching, it's like, call those people that you've said you were going to call, and then you just got too busy and didn't do it. Or I saw a couple of things online where people are taking snapshots, screenshots of all of their friends on a call. Like, it's happening more and more, so people are getting the gist of how this is going to go for the next couple months, maybe a little longer, who knows. But it's important to like shift, right?
yes. And I love that you're saying that, because I've found I'm a really social person anyways. I have a lot of friends. I'm so blessed, right? And
Yes, yes.
but oftentimes some of my college friends or high school friends, I may only talk to them once a year or something. And
Yeah.
this has offered this other opportunity where I think, because we're all on Zoom so much anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us have been using it for business so much, but all of a sudden, it's opening up all these new possibilities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wanted to share with you, because I think you'll love this, because you were talking about playing euchre.
Yeah.
My son has been exploring. He's almost 20. He's 19 going on 20. But
Okay.
he's been finding different games that people have taken online, like some things that we've only played as board games, for instance.
Okay.
Um, so that, and he's been organizing us.
Fun.
Yeah, so there's a lot of games where we're on Zoom together, and then we've also got the game opened in a
Yeah.
URL,
Yeah.
and so you can see the board, but we're also like seeing each other.
Ah,
And
interesting.
yeah, it's been so much fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Which games have you played?
So, do you know code names? Do you
No,
know
I've not
that?
heard
Oh, it's
Codenames.
a word,
No.
it's a really creative word game. I love it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
hi,
love it.
Ola. I just want to say hi. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, and then there's also a whole series of games that they used to come from something called You Don't Know Jack, which was,
Oh,
I don't know, you may be too young, but it's like
I don't know that one.
20 years ago that was out.
Fun.
But those are kind of quirky, funny trivia, but you kind of fill in the trivia. They're really
Oh,
fun.
I love that. I
Um,
love that. We like games. We like games for sure.
so, I see these sorts of things happening. And for us, it's really opened up that we started with a few people, and then we're like, oh, well, Kane said, like, let's bring my cousins in, and
Yes. Yes. Well, I also saw I'm a member of a cornhole league. We play
oh,
cornhole over here. So I'm a member of this place, and every week, Monday or Tuesday, it rotates days. We go to this little spot in New Jersey, and we play cornhole for like 2 hours, and it's
get
very
out.
serious. Yeah, it's so fun, so fun. So Morris County cornhole, if you're watching. But they are amazing. They actually shifted their stuff online too, so you can see throughout the day. I can see like who's playing, and they're competing on, because we use an app to like keep track of scores and everything and
Right.
leaderboards. And so we use that app and everybody's just playing at home because a lot of them have their own board. So it's just so funny. They're so funny. It's so fun. I think it's fun. If we're gonna be inside for this long, we might as well have fun with it, right?
Right. I know, and I just also signed up. I've promised myself, I can't tell you how many times I was going to learn to play ukulele. This has been so long coming.
What?
Yeah. And
that's great.
I tried for, a while, and then I dropped it. And now I just signed because, there's a lot of places offering free classes. Yeah. And I know also that I think this is a part of it. Like there's a whole group of people I know who also want to learn how to play. Mm-hmm. So everybody's sort of supporting each other.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. Yeah. The friend that I told you was an anesthesiologist, she said that she's learning guitar right now. So she's on like lesson 7 of 7 and she's learning it and she's always wanted to. So it's the perfect opportunity. So yeah, that's so cool. I love that.
It's interesting. Someone else, it was Chad. Do you know Chad Woodard?
Oh, I don't know. I know that name.
Well, yeah.
I can't picture him.
That's right. He's also a high performance coach, but he was just telling me, which I didn't really know. He said that the Renaissance period followed the plague. And so he was talking.
Interesting.
Right. He was talking about what happened. And I hate that you're right. I hate that there's all of this sort of illness and death and loss of income. But it is interesting to see this wave of creativity.
Yes. Already. I love that. I didn't even I've seen it, but I didn't really put it to that, but you're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. And even thinking about, I'm doing the KBB course right now and I'm at the very beginning of it really, but I've finished maybe the first session or the first, whatever they call it in there. But anyway, I was going through all of that stuff too. And working on the creative part of curriculum and building curriculum and identifying your ideal client again and going through that process again just to renew it and get it back to life and think about what I want it to be moving forward and all of that. So cool.
I love that. I just wanted to say, Mary just said, which I love, she said, our 30-something kids have been organizing a Saturday Zoom happy hour and we play games with Jackbox TV, which I was telling you about. Mary, I love that. Mary, you have to post and tell me which ones you love. We've played Fibbage and Quiplash.
I love Fibbage.
Oh, you know Fibbage?
I know Fibbage, yes. So good. So good.
Right. So that was one of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear it because they have tons of other games and it's really simple.
Yeah, I'll have to ask my friend Anne. She would know. She's the game expert. So maybe she'll watch this later and she'll comment on it.
I love it. So Trisha, tell me, what else has been on your mind around? I mean, I love our conversation because we've sort of taken this fun angle that I didn't really know where we'd go.
Yeah, I love that. It's just all authentic. It's good.
What else is on your mind or your thoughts about whether it's how you're supporting yourself or your clients right now?
Oh, good question. I mean, it's fascinating, right? I had my calls last week went really well. And every time I think that the ability to remove them out of their home environment and into that in the moment, I'm learning right now, I'm getting coached. So there are things that will come up at the beginning usually about the coronavirus, about being stuck at home together. Sometimes they'll fizzle in, they'll come up more in the conversation, but really it's kind of it's their moment of to relax, to be on the call because I'm incredibly enthusiastic and on my calls and I get excited. I love to coach. So, when they come to me, they might not have that at home. So I'm bringing that lighthearted, like I said, the lighthearted piece of it and just it's going to be over, just assuring them, giving them that security. And then kind of moving into the session of what do we need to work on today? What are we going to do today? Because I think that is more powerful. Just removing them out of that is more powerful than trying to work them through it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you just answered that. And it reminded me, I was listening to one of my favorite teachers, Joe Dispenza. I don't know if you know.
I've heard, yes.
Anyways, on the video I was watching this morning, he was talking about what happens when we're able to go to our inner landscape and use our imagination to create the life we want, versus when we're totally, in the beta mode where everything is coming in at us. And I think what you're describing reminded me of that. You're taking your clients to that place where it's coming from the inside out.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's like the driver of my coaching business. It's like that moment of, well, I mean, this is the story. The story is like when I was doing, because I had that moment of clarity like a long time ago when I was in a competition, like a local CrossFit competition. And I was really young, and I was like on the fourth workout of the day, when you like push yourself to a certain extent, and you've pushed farther than you ever thought you could, you're exhausted and you're not even like thinking straight. Right. But I'm like on the rower, and like nobody, like there's so many people watching and screaming, and it's so loud in there, but like I'm just in the zone, like I'm just looking at the rower, and I'm just worried about rowing every single rep, but I don't hear anyone, where you just block out everything. And that zone is really powerful, and people know what it is, but a lot of people don't reflect on when they've been in that zone. But now it's like, how do you put yourself into that zone? How do you create that zone?
Yes.
Yeah. So getting on a coaching call and like investing in a coach is really powerful, right? Because now you have a sounding board that pulls you out of your element and puts you into a more focused state that allows you to have those, what do you call it? Be in your inner landscape. Like that's beautiful. I love what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just love this. I just saw, hi, Craig, and hi, Dan. And I love, Dan says, I love me some Dr. Joe. Yay. Dr. Joe is so, that's his whole thing, right? It's just getting us into.
I'll have to look at that more often. Yeah, I know of him, but I haven't watched any of his stuff.
But it's what you were just saying also reminded me of why I love being a coach. Because for me, right, it's like every call I'm on, boom, I have to be in the present moment. There's nowhere else, or else.
Oh my gosh, no.
Right?
That's why I love it so much.
Me too, right?
What literally just throws you right in there, and like you're in. And then there's nothing, you're not thinking about anything else.
And that's why I love this moment too. I just saw that, right? So I think that's maybe the wonderful thing about, I never saw this before, but one of the things that's different about a Facebook Live versus a video is, I feel at least, and I'd like to hear from you, but it's like it calls you into the moment, because there's no edits, there's no redo, there's also no sort of practicing. Like we didn't know what we were going to talk about or who we were going to be.
No. Yeah.
It's just, you're just here.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know. And just the different avenues that we get to take, just based on where the conversation goes. It's fascinating.
I love know. It. I just realized we're at our time, which was so fast.
So fast. Before we're going to have to do this again.
Absolutely. And we're also going to play euchre together.
Oh, yes.
But before we go, Trisha, is there anything else that's really feels important to you that you want to share before we head off?
Oh, just sharing my gratitude for what you do. It's amazing. Yeah, I've been watching all of your videos, and to all of the people that have gotten on to chat, and just another reason that just solidifies, the experience through the high performance coaching experience. Just the people are really amazing. So I really thank you for that. Yeah.
Oh, and I thank you. And I also, I'm sending all my love to Ben. I know
thank you
out there somewhere in your house, and just thank you so much. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. I'm happy to share it. Yeah.
It was great to spend time with you.
Oh, good to see you too.
Okay. Bye-bye.